Hi, everybody. I'm back again. Okay, and I know I've had a bit of a break. It's been a crazy bit of time right now. I'm also in a temporary different setup right now, just because there's been a couple of really awkward days, all in just hard days. So I tonight I am going to read one chapter. I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of like a heads up as to where I was, what's going on ish. Um, Basically, we lost a member of our household, and then we gained two more, and so there's a lot of it's been kind of a bit of a roller coaster. So that's why I didn't stream either night, and so now I'm back and trying to get used to the new the new normal of what this is, whatever this is. Um, and I just have to try and get myself back into my mindset of where I was with the story. So I'm just going to be doing a cold read of chapter 10 and see what I can do to try and like revive what I was working on so I can continue on. Um, my head might be a little bit wonky. I might be a little more stuttery and stuff like that, and that's just because of my whole entire mindset right now. Um, so, like I said, it'll be short tonight, and then probably next week I'll be doing more to make up with for what I for what I didn't do, and by then things ought to be just a little bit more stable. But right now things are not stable, and things are kind of weird. Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in, well, sorry. You should probably go back to one of the earlier broadcasts so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on the channel. I'm currently reading my dad's manuscript. This one is called The Sword and the Rose. I had read it earlier, and so I'm kind of doing a reread of it. But I wanted to get, but I'm wanting to reread it now because I have or had ideas of where to go with this, and I was fairly ranty about it too because of like a lot of things that I felt needed to change to more accurately reflect things, and I was kind of frustrated because there's this balance between, and I'm getting it now. I'm remembering, haha, remembering where I was in the rant that I left off on. I mean, it's a passion that drives, right? Um, Basically, talking about the feminism in like fantasy and um like basically realistic realism versus fantasy stories, where to draw the line, um things I didn't agree with that my father put forth, and some of it being just who he was and some of it being a sign of where he how he grew up, um which I butted heads with him about a lot, and that's just the way of things. I don't. It would never would have gotten very. I don't think it ever would have gotten to a point where it was super extreme. But there were certain things that, and I don't. I really like. The more I think about it, the more I really think it was just nothing that he would push me on. But he definitely had sign. Was very much a man of his time. And the story doesn't need to be that. It can be more than that. Um, but I wanted to I didn't simply want I don't simply want to just sort of add in, because there was an element of realism in these stories, and I don't want to take away from that, but I do want to lend in how a more realistic representation and more agency. Because, yeah, anyway, again, with my rant that I'm going to be doing every time I start the story, which is, I think, one of the reasons why I had problems just simply straight out publishing it without like just simply doing line edits and away I go. This is what the reason why I'm feeling right now, the way I'm feeling is why I needed to do structural changes so that I'm not ranting every time I read the story. Anyway, circling all back, chapter 10, I'm going to read through it, and you're going to like it. Alrighty. The chief priest was visibly enraged. His face was red, and a vein throbbed at his temple. My lord baron, the punishment of priests is done by the members of the priesthood, unless they transgress civil laws. Even then, my lord baron, the tradition has been, your pardon, master priest, but what would be the punishment for creating a riot and attempted murder, according to the priesthood? Why, we would have to assess what had been done and decide on a punishment, my lord baron. Would it be as much as 20 lashes? It might, but we would 30 lashes? My lord baron. 40? My lord baron, you asked me to prejudge a case which has not been called. Witnesses would have to be summoned. I was a witness, as were several members of my guard. Now I saw what I saw, and I would come as a witness to your court, were I certain that justice would be done. What I saw was worth 30 lashes, at the least. Could I count on your promise that Veritor Hen Orland would receive that much punishment? I cannot prejudge a case. Balsar tapped his finger on the over the cuff of his uh, on the leather cuff over his wrist. I have a strong fear that if I turn this man over to you, Master Priest, I shall never hear of the case again. And when I demand to know the end of it, I will be told it is sentenced with a month's stay sweeping the temples or some such. I cannot have that. I will let it I will let it be known that no one in my barony is permitted to break the laws. Veritor Hanorland will receive my justice for all to see. My lord baron, I have spoken my last word on the matter. You are dismissed. The chief priest stood for a moment. Then Malgathup stepped forward. Without waiting on the indignity of being marched out, the chief priest turned and left. Malga stepped up beside Gwalsar. Seems you have knack for serious upsetting old red robe. Gwalsar shook his head. I wish I could avoid it, but he always presses me where I won't be pressed. You maybe want to know that now. Sorry, you maybe want to know now this Veritor in jail. Rumors say he stirred up people against old hedge wizard. Somehow that does not surprise me in the slightest. Is there any proof connecting him to the actual deed? The Lafetta shook his head. Only stories about how he complained about Wizard. I snoop more. See what happened. Give me a second, guys. Doo, doo, doo. Okay. Brennan Mar Patman was waiting when he walked out of his hall. Might I have a word with you, Lord Baron? Of course. My son is not well. He is recovering from a cracked rib. Such things take time. You still make him serve as a page, though he is suffering from his injuries. She spoke quietly. Sorry. Still make him serve as a page, though he is suffering from his injuries. She spoke quietly, with no hint of accusation. It is the other way around, lady. I have to give him direct orders as his baron to prevent his working too hard. If I order him not to work at all, as I did for the first week, he frets and fusses until the healers tell me he is making himself ill. So I let him work on the con- so I let him work on the condition that I direct the sorts of work he can do. And I also tell him when it's time to stop working. She nodded, and half a smile came to her lips. Yes, she said almost absently. He would be like that, wouldn't he? That boy. Suddenly, she looked up at Gwalsor, and her expression changed to one of near embarrassment. I wonder what you think of me, Lord. Every time I talk to you, it's to complain about my son or what may be happening to him. Gwalsor was caught off guard. He understood that Brennan was a proud woman, and this was as much apology as she could manage at the moment. It's natural, lady, that you would be concerned about your son. Inwardly, he was wishing he knew what to say to let her know that he accepted her apology. Thank you, Lord. They both stood there with nothing further to say until she finally said, Thank you for your time, Lord, then turned and walked away. Welsar stood looking after her. Malgathef stood beside him, silent and unreadable. Verider's only defense at his trial was no defense. The priesthood alone has the power to punish me. Not for civil crimes, answered the Baron, as he had answered the chief priest. I do not recognize the right of this court to try me, said the priest, and was silent afterward. Witnesses were called. The chief priest began with his declaration that only priests had the right to try a priest. We have already dealt with that matter, you and I. This is a civil crime and comes under my jurisdiction. Have you anything further to say on the matter at hand? Lord Baron, I protest. You claim that this is a civil matter, but Verider was merely doing his duty as he saw it. This makes it a religious matter? This makes it a religious matter. Whoops. He was doing his duty? Salder's tears. Does his duty include the incitement of ordinary citizens to riot and murder? Surely even you would not make that claim. Lord, perhaps he was a little hasty in his actions, but he was acting to attempt to turn away the wrath of the gods from the people. The wrath of the gods is to be turned away by incitement to murder? Lord, you yourself know Lord, you know yourself that this healer is one who uses the stones of ascertainment. Many persons consider these to be as tantamount to divination, which is a trespass on the prerogatives of the gods to know the future. I see. Tell me, Master Priest, are all priests in the land agreed on this view that divinations are and the use of stones of ascertainment are evil in the sight of the gods? Lord Baron, you yourself know the answer to that question. No, not all priests are agreed on the matter. We in the south part of the kingdom have been studying the issue for some time, and more we are coming to believe that this is a correct belief. Gwalsor leaned on his chin on his right fist. And yet, Master Priest, in the north, where I lived until just lately, there was more than one priest who used a stone of ascertainment and thanked the gods for the gift, that it assisted him in dealing with the sick and the injured. And when I last heard, the north of the kingdoms was not suffering under any particular displeasure of the gods. No, I will reject that any claim that this man, Veritor, was doing any expressed will of the gods. Lord Baron, Master Priest, this argument is closed. Have you any other evidence to give? And I will not hear sermons on how the will of the gods is not to be ignored. The chief priest glanced at Malgathef, standing by the Baron's chair, and bowed his head. Nothing further, Lord. There was little more to the trial. Veritor had made no denial of the facts, but rather gloried in them. Once the possibility of justification on the grounds of service to the gods was taken out of the matter, nothing more was left. After all was done, the Baron asked Veritor to reply to the charges, but he remained silent. Guelser looked at the prisoner, still pridefully aloof. Veritor Han Orellant, this is your first offense. I will therefore sentence you to only 30 lashes. They led him forth 3 mornings later. The herald called for the crowd's attention. For the crimes of incitement to riot and assault, Veritor Han Orellant has been sentenced to receive 30 lashes. Let the punishment begin. The baronial justiciar laid on 30 lashes on the occasional shouts and jeers of the crowd. Veritor said nothing throughout the whole business. The chief priest was there, along with several of his people, and they took Veritor from the whipping post with something approaching ceremony, and bore him away as a person of honor, not one who had committed a crime and was just punished for it. Guelser was not given much time to contemplate the aftermath of Veritor's punishment, for a messenger from the east was waiting in his hall. The man was gray with dust and weary, but servants had already given him a cup of wine, and he gave his message in a firm, clear voice. My Lord Baron, 2 weeks ago the bandits came out of Lusmore and took away some 30 peasants. The knight holder Card Dar Isternal took a force of 25 men into Lessermore to recover the peasants. 3 days ago, 7 men came back from that mission. The bandits laid traps and ambushes all along the route, and before they reached the lair of the bandits, Lord Cardell's force was well nigh destroyed. Lord Cardell himself was slain, and those who remained decided to turn back. The bandits continued to attack them as they withdrew, so that only 7 of them survived. Guelser tapped his fingers on his leather cuff. Who commands in that holding now? There are no light knights left in the holding, my lord Baron. Lord Cardell died unmarried and childless. The chief steward, the chief of the castle guard, and the bailiffs are all dealing with their own particular offices until such time as a new holder is appointed. Thank you. You may go, though I may wish to talk to you again later. He turned to his marshal. Foray, we will have to consult regarding. We'll have to consult regarding this. Foray, what do you know of this Lesmore? When I first arrived, I'd heard that bandits were moving into it. Is there anything you can tell me? Little enough, my lord. Mostly tales I hear told. Lesmore be a large swamp over east of us, mostly uninhabited, save for a few who've fled towns and villages for one reason or another. I'd also heard of bandits moving in there. It's said that they be led by a fellow known as Bloody Tostig. I hadn't thought it a matter for us to be worried about, no more than any other bandit leader with small following. Seems I was wrong. Though, with the resources we've had to work with, I doubt we could have done much. Whoever was right or wrong, we'll have to deal with it now. Have you any idea why they take peasants off into the swamp with them? It could hardly be a matter of ransom. Must be they want peasants to do some sort of work for them, my lord. Guelser frowned. That would seem the most likely notion. I wonder, could they be trying to farm in the swamp? Foray shook his head. Too wet in there to be able to do more than a bit here and a bit there. Not worth troubling about. And these bandits? Sorry, these be bandits, not farmers. They don't think of growing or farming, but rather go out and take what they want from farmers around. Balsor frowned. Perhaps some sort of building? He waved his left hand. Leave that aside for the time. We best have the messenger check back in and see what is left for protection in the holding. To the holding. The messenger was able to tell them that there still remained 3 horse and 8 foot to protect the holding. Gualsar looked at Foraith. Not enough, I think. What do you think? What do you say? I'd say the bandits know right well how hard hit the holding be, and I'd say they'll be taking advantage of the situation as soon as they can. We'll need to send some of our more trusty knights with a small force to keep the holding until we can see its safety more permanently. Not one of the knight soldiers either. I want no complaints about aggrandizing one or another of them. How large a force can we spare? Not more than 5 horse and a dozen foot. We don't dare weaken the castle's forces too much. If Wardick should try us after all this summer. Too true. Do you have anyone in mind to command, at least on a temporary basis? Foraith ran a hand down his chin, considering. Pardor Dar Andeswick, Lord? He's a young man, but he knows how to fight, and maybe more importantly, when not to fight. He's won a silver or two for me at Knucklebones here and there. Gualsor gave the marshal a little smile. You wouldn't be sending him out there and hoping he'd get himself killed by avoid paying gambling debts, would you? Foray straightened, then saw the look on Baron's face. He chuckled. No, Lord, not that. It's just that he partly knows when to bet and when not. And also maybe he's lucky. Men like men like to have a lucky commander almost as much as a capable one. Morning brought more news. An archer came in, asking to see the Baron. Both Gualsar and Foraith met with him. The man bowed low and smiled. My Lord Baron, she be as you expected. Each night we kept watch at one of the most likely trails. First time, though, Wardick's men come by one o' t'others. Killed 5 cows. But we knew they bean't lucky to go the same way again. So we held to our place. 2 nights later, they come riding down. Sure as sure. We come up behind them, got them in the moonlight, and started putting arrows to them. There be 8 to the party, Lord, and we killed 5 along with 2 horses. I brought t'other horse back with me. Rest of the lads, they be waiting o' one t'other trails. Wellsor smiled a grim smile, and Foraith saw the lines on his face deepen. Good. There'll be a reward for you at the rest at the end of summer. Spend the night in the castle. Or spend the night in the castle before you go back. The man bowed. Thank you, my lord baron. He was smiling as he bowed himself out. Forth spoke. Seems your plan worked, my lord. It seems so. I could I could wish we had been able to do more though. If we'd the man, we could have made it costly for him to raid at all, let alone allowing him to slaughter 5 of our cows. Begging your pardon, lord, but if I had antlers, I could be a spare reindeer from Algathep. We haven't the men, because Raphael decided to support the prince. Since you arrived, we've been able to pick up a few dozen who are wandered in from other places, but that hardly comes near to supplying what we've lost. And the fault be none of yours, lord. Gwalsar smiled and rubbed at his leather cuff. Thank you for absolving me, Foraith. The difficulty is, if we lose a fight with Wardick, we may well have nothing left with which to protect ourselves. Wherever the fault lies with our situation, it is I that must make what I can of it. As Gwalsar walked the castle courtyard in the afternoon, Malgathep appeared beside him. Find something in your rooms again? Another curse? Not this time. This love charm. Gwalsar smiled. Do you suspect somebody? Do you suspect anyone in particular? Malgathep grinned in response. Maybe one who keep trying to tie herself to your maybe one who keep trying to tie herself to your wrist? Gwalsar chuckled. Yes, she's been working hard at trying to gain my soul undivided attention. She started off badly when she tried to flatter my vanity as a hero, and she's been trying to make up for that ever since. It wouldn't surprise me if she started to lose patience. Lord, why don't you take her why not you take her to bed? Put her mind to rest. If I were to bed her, she would demand I wed her, and if I didn't, I would have another brother. Brother? A brother. Ugh. I would have her brother spreading stories about me as a ravisher of women, seducing them with promises of marriage, and then reneging once I've had my way with them. He might even challenge me to a personal combat over it. You not fear you lose? Oh, no, just that there be too many of my knights who'd be looking for a reason to fight against me, even to join a conspiracy against me. Malga shrugged. Too bad. I think she maybe give man good time. Gwalsar grinned. Would you like to send her a message in my name to meet her in a dark chamber and baste her wrath when she find out it only me? No. Sorry, no, my lord baron. I think I'd rather not. So some things are beyond the baron's wild Lafetta. What about the charm? Would we call in Pemberland to deal with it? I already tossed charm itself into kitchen fire. That should finish it. But maybe you have him would want to have him in anyhow. That way, sorry, take away anything bad left behind. Gwalsar nodded. I'll deal with it. Thank you. My lord, I be serious, afraid for myself if that one attach herself to you. Maybe worse than curse, I think. Ralno stood fidgeting before Gwalsar. My lord, this should not happen. I shall have all your bedchambers guards dismissed at once. No, Ralno, don't do that. Just call the magician. as I asked. Don't, or sorry, pay him for his services and be done with it. And my lord, it is not right. It's not right that persons should invade your chambers. The guards are for just that purpose. Ralno, you know and I know how easy it is for someone to slip into a chamber or on some excuse. A page, say, sent to fetch something for me, or perhaps even more openly to leave a gift for a certain lady, or perhaps one of the maids, uh, one of the maids asked to slip something in, and charmed by the tale of a lady wishing for only for the Baron to notice her. No, if something worse should happen, then we might begin investigating just how it happened. But in this case, there was no harm done, and investigating could only cause heel to crack. And in the end, with gossip was all over the castle. The chief steward took his balding gray head. It will be done, my lord, but I do not like it. You might speak to the guards and tell them that it might have been something worse. Tell them that their patron says they were unlucky this time, that they ought to be more awake. Ask them to consider how they would have fared had it been a curse or a poison or the like. Ralno nodded, his face grim. Yes, that'll shape him up, at least for a while. Tostig watched as the peasants set another log into position and hauled the ropes that would lift the upper end and allow the lower end to slide into the hole dug for it. She be coming right along, don't she, man? For all in true, Toss. I think she'll be ready when the Baron. Sorry, for all in true, Toss. Think she'll be ready when the Baron comes in? I think so. We'll be bloodied that much. We bloodied that last bunch right fair, and I think we'll. And he'll think we. And he'll think and make plans, or ye be coming it. Added. Manic nodded. From all I hear, he's the short also does a lot of thinking. We ought to have our heads watching careful. What that fool Falk be doing now? Tostig broke. Tostig broke. Look at him. We best be getting over there, man. Falk was a large, bad-tempered man with more than a little stupid, and more than a little stupid. The night before, the night before last, somewhat. Sorry, the night before last was worse for drink. He had taken offense when the wooden man, Yehor, had ignored him. After going after Yehor, he grabbed him with his hands. There had been a splash, and Valak had been hurled backward 20 feet and more. He had lain unconscious until noon yesterday, and had taken the ribbing of his fellows over the incident with bad grace. He was now headed to the door of Wizard's shack. Tostig and Manic hurried over, but were too late. They saw Valak pound a fist on the door 4 times, then 4 times more. The door opened, and Slavlin Hange stood there. They were too far to hear more than a second sound as Valak lunged forward, arms outstretched. Hange spoke sharply. and Balak collapsed to the ground at his feet. By now, Tostig and Manik were close, and the bandit chief called out, "We'll deal with him, wizard!" Hench looked over at them. He shook his large head. "No, I'll deal with him. But he would have attacked me. His kind won't learn. If I leave him to you, he'll just try to attack me again sometime. He won't succeed. He won't succeed, mind you. But that's neither here nor there. So I'll take care of him. Now you be killing him." Tostig had a vision of a slumped body of Balak lying on an altar as a sacrifice for some black rite. Hansch smiled. Then, almost as if he'd read Tostig's mind, said, "No, I've no intention of killing him, or of using him as part of a sacrifice to some dark god. Some dark god or other. I plan to use his services." He held out a hand, palm up, and made a lifting pressure. Balak floated to his feet, his head slumped on his chest. Tostig and Manik both jumped backward. "Older ones have mercy." Hange snapped his fingers and Balak's eyes opened. "Stand there." Hange turned to Tostig and Manik. "He will serve me now, a somewhat more intelligent servant than Yehor. And he will serve as a reminder to the rest of your lot not to pester me." "Lord Wizard!" "No, on this I will not be dissuaded. He is mine, and you will not take him from me by any means." Tostig forced himself to relax. "So be it, then." He wanted to say something more, declare that this was the last and only time, but he was afraid within himself that it would not be. He turned and stalked away, with what dignity he could muster. Manik grunted something wordless, then said, "Maybe we get him to do that to Baron if his lordship comes looking for us." "I don't know that I'd like to see that done to any man." "Ha! Still, it'd be good for a lordship." Tostig glanced over. There were days when his right-hand man worried him a little, more than a little. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 10. See, we get into some grim part. So that just happened. As we were talking about earlier in the story, he created a golem out of wood. So this is now it gets a little grim. It's pretty grim, but this is the interesting part, and I actually find this interesting because it's just that whole entire piece of yeah. It gets it's anyway. I don't mind that part so much. Interplay between people and social stuff I have issues with, but this was kind of cool, if not a little bit grim. But yeah. Anyway, on that happy note, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry it's so short, but I kind of forced myself to do this tonight, and I just needed to get back on the horse. And today was a little rough, and I do apologize for that. But I can only just say, just stick with me, and I will progress and move beyond where I've been. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it, guys. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Okay. Bye.